Hi, also welcome to day one of this JMeter session. So, last 2 days were on just discussing the doubts and having a look on course content, right? So, this is day. So, introduction, right? So, those who know about the introduction, they can skip also, right? Because this will be just a brief, or if you want to stay, you can stay. So, introduction, right? So, if we talk about introduction. So see, we have software development, and then we have software. So same, we have software testing, right? And in software testing, there are two types of software testing. One is functional, and another one is non-functional. So we will understand the difference between functional and non-functional. Now, in this only, this four comes. You see, manual automation, performance, and security. Okay. So here you can see a difference. So this is functional, and this is non-functional. Right? Our performance testing that we will be learning, and even you might have heard somewhere security also. So security is also total different concept, total different a part of non-functional testing, right? And this is functional. So to start with, to understand the difference, so let us say this is one normal scenario. So suppose a car is being designed or developed, right? So when it testing will be done, so obviously whether each component is working or not, right, as expected, correct, with the pros and cons, and then there are many stuff like error thing, negative scenario, positive scenario, many things comes in that, right? So uh, yes, so testing each component, right, uh, with that will be functional, correct, will be functional thing, right? But when we talk about performance, so whole car, we consider it as a whole, right, whole component, and then it will be driven or something. Correct. So you got the point, right? There it comes the performance. Okay. So same way when we have a website, we have any application, mobile, website, anything. So each component testing it each component to check whether it's working or not as per the expected behavior. What will be the different aspects, right? So that will be part of function, and so I'll show you. So one example, like let us say this is a login. This is the old login page of Gmail. Now it has changed. So, but earlier it was looking like that. So suppose anyone want to test it. Suppose Gmail team, right? So they will test each thing individually, correct? One by one. The login button, the email address button, the password button, and other things, right? So that will be part of function. But when we put the username and password, and when we hit the sign in button, then what is the behavior, right? How fast it is. So that is performance. So you got the point. When whole thing is in live, whole car, right? That car that got developed now when we are driving, so how it's performing. So when whole website or the part of the website, any page, when it is in live and people are using it, so that is performance. Right? Performance. So that is what performance testing. Okay. Now, uh, and it's part of non-functional, because here we do not focus on functionality. Functionality is tested separately. Here we assume that okay, everything is correct. Now check the performance, right? Because people are using it. So and all things should be there in proper setup, and people starts using it, right? So then what is the performance? Performance terms comes everywhere, right? Even in our day-to-day life, we have performance. Our career as a performance, right? Everything as a performance word. So that is the thing. So it's very simple to understand if you correlate with our day-to-day day-to-day life also, right? Everywhere this performance thing is there. Any item you purchase, anything you talk about performance, right? How much it will give, uh, uh, how much convenient it will be, right? So we always talk about. Now, right? So same way, suppose one there is a online food booking website, right? So suppose there is food booking. So there are some steps that we follow. So a functional team will check or test each thing one by one. But when it is in use, right, a user is using, or 100 user or 1000 user is using that, then how fast the things is getting done, right? So that will be part of performance. That will be part of performance. Next, we have uh, this. Yeah. So now come here. So you got the idea, right? Like functional and non-functional. Now in functional, the testing, right? In any inside any project, we have a team to do that, and it is done using two ways: manual way and automation. Okay. Automation is where we write a code, and you might have heard of Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python. This Cypress, Protector, Tosca, Playwright nowadays has came up, right? So this thing, uh, so see, manually testing in manually means suppose you went to a website and and you went to any website, right? Means when you are in testing team, so any product on which you are working as a tester, so manually you will go there and check it. That is manual approach. But when we use some tool to get those things done through tools, so that is called automation, right? So we have some automation tool which is used to get those things done, right? So functionality is tested using manual way and through automation. Both are part of functional testing. Either you can say manual or you can say automation. Both are nowadays people have to do both, right? Earlier you might have heard of automation tester, manual tester, but now it's like common thing. A functional tester it is called, and he is a manual and automation tester, right? Nowadays because trend is in, going towards coding and more stuff, so every a tester, functional tester needs to know both. Now comes this function, right? Okay, functional does. Now comes this non-functional. So our performance testing comes under non-functional. Why it's non-functional? We have just discussed, because we do not worry about functionality. We worry about performance, or we worry about security. So security is completely different domain. Okay, it's a very vast thing and completely. Here we'll be talking about performance testing, right? So because uh, uh, we have to see the performance, anything, right? Suppose a website is there and it's not working fine, or it is slow, so you will not accept, right? Any customer will not accept, right? So that's what your performance comes. So that is what we are going to learn, like like perform. So right, so that is what we are going to learn using these tools. So what are the tools available? They are in market, a loader, which is very famous. Earlier it was very famous. Now also it's very famous, but there is I'll tell you like uh, uh, why uh, why it's going away, right? Then we have Stormnara, which is part of load only. We have new load, IBM RPT, WAPT, VSTS, OATS, Gatling, Lucas, and K6, and then we have JMeter here. You can see in bold related, right? So these are famous different performance testing tools. So see, performance testing again can't be done manual way. We do through tools only, right? So anything we do through tools, it's called automation. But in functional testing, the name they have called it as automation. Here also, this is also called as automation only. But since it's part of performance testing, right? So we do not use automation word here. Otherwise, their confusion can happen. But actually, we are using tool here also to get it, and that is the tool we are going to learn, JMeter, right? How to. So if you do any course, you might have heard. So we learn in that how to do functional testing using manual way or using automation way, right? Like through manually or through a tool. So, but performance testing cannot be done manually. I'll also explain later on why it's done manually, right? Uh, Okay, but so it's done through tool. So we will be learning this too, using JMeter how it's done, and then the extended concept of analysis and other thing, monitoring, engineering part. Okay, so so that's what. Now coming here, if you see, we have so many tools are there, right? Why we are especially focused on JMeter, or why we should especially learn on JMeter, right? So if you see here, load is there. This Silk Performer is there, New Load is there, IBM RPT and WPT VSTS. So out of this, these two tools, Silk Performer is it's outdated, I believe. So load runner and new load and all these three, you see, they are paid tool. Okay, paid. Now, what is the meaning of paid? Paid means you have to buy. So now you know anything, or even Windows operating system, you have to buy, right? Okay, you purchase a laptop, so it comes free, but that cost is hidden. Even the PowerPoint, anything, Microsoft Office, you have to buy, right? So these are what? These are called commercial tools. Correct? Anything you want to buy, you have to buy is commercial. Anything you use it free, that is called open source. So in technical language, in IT language, anything you buy is called commercial, paid, and anything you use it for free is called open source. Okay. So all these tools are till here are paid tools, means commercial tool. Out of this, if you say these three, they are outdated. Means they were long back. Now almost very few companies are using, and slowly they are going out of the market. Even Silk Performer is also going out of the market. Which is still in market is New Load and Load Runner, right? Now, problem with this Load Runner is very highly advantage tool. Means highly written somewhere, highly featured. Okay, highly featured tool. Okay, with a very added features, added advantage. Okay, so you can see, uh, yeah. So like it's a very powerful tool, you can see, but it's very costly. It's very costly, as you said. Right? So since it's costly, so companies are avoiding as a part of cost cutting. You might have heard of cost cutting goes everywhere, right? Due to cost cutting, people get fired. Also, means I'm not saying like that, but yeah, company fire or do layoffs, right? Um, everywhere happens like this, right? You might have been hearing. Now, okay, so since it is a very costly tool, so uh, the project team or the companies do not try to invest much in them, right? Because it's not one time. See, there are two kind of thing in paid also, commercial also. One is lifetime, one time. So suppose a Windows you have purchased or a Microsoft this Office, right? This is Office, you know. We have Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. These are part of Office. So there is a different license in that. One is 365, one is personal. So personal, suppose you buy in 9,000, so you can use it for lifetime. But same 365 version is there. You have to pay monthly basis or yearly basis, right? But in that added advantage is also there. Okay. So if you buy it one time, then it's fine. But if you have to pay every year, it becomes like more on pocket, right? Correct? Getting the point. So that is called subscription-based model, or like Netflix we see, right? You cannot get lifetime. One time you pay and done. No, every month they charge, every year they charge. So that is the thing. So same way in software. So now this tool, they are subscription-based. And it's not like that you purchase one time and then a company invested, let us say 10 lakh rupees and he buys the license. Okay, he will use it lifetime. It's not like that. Okay. So you see, every year they have to pay how much they use, they have to pay, right? So it becomes subscription based and it becomes more costly, right? More costly. So people are avoiding these tools. So this is very highly costly. Then comes IBM, this new load. So new load is somewhere in middle, right below load, but it's also paid tool and yeah, costly. So people are avoiding. And as I said, these are till here, till oats, yeah, till oats. They are getting outdated, but they are also paid. Okay. Now we have left with these tools. You see, Getlink, Lucas, K6, and JMeter. Now in this, few tools like Getlink, K6 is not fully open source. Now, what is the meaning of not fully open source? It means that some part to use some of the feature you have to pay. So when you are paying it again, it's not fully open source, right? It's still commercial. Lucas also, I would say, yeah, Lucas is also not fully uh, open source. It's also commercial. Half of the part is commercial. If you visit Lucas website, you'll get that Lucas Cloud is there, which they sell as a um, uh, Yeah. So which they sell as a part of their business. Okay. So these three tools are not purely open source. We can say they are somewhat commercial because some component to use you have to pay. Now another problem with them is you have to know very hard level of coding, right? A good expert level of coding to use this tool. So I'll let you know. Gatling, to use it, Gatling, you need to have a Scala language, which is an advanced version of Java, or you can say standard version of Java language. We have Lucast. So Lucast is purely Python based. Even a very single line of code thing you want to do, you have to write a Python code. Okay. K6 is JavaScript, like JavaScript. So you might have heard of, right, JavaScript language. So problem comes here. So you have to first know good coding and then you have to use that. Right? So that is the second disadvantage. So now come our JMeter. JMeter is gaining more popularity and that's why you are here also, right? You might have heard from somewhere that, okay, learn JMeter, right? Yeah, the reason is that JMeter is purely open source. So there is no need to pay a single rupees to use JMeter, pure open source. Okay. Second thing is there is no other open source. I'm saying open source tool that can challenge to the features of JMeter. What feature JMeter has that can't be challenged. Third thing is that you do not need to have coding knowledge. Only in few cases code is required, but not totally. Okay. So a coding free tool. Right. Now, right. So that's why we are learning JMeter. Got the idea? Even load runner is also not that much coding is required. In few cases, C language is used, but not at all, right? Um, it is also like JMeter only, but only problem is highly commercial. Okay. And JMeter also is very simple. In few cases, coding is used, and that was Java coding is used. Even I have talked in previous yesterday also or day before yesterday also, right? In few cases we use. To start with, coding is not needed. So that is the difference. So either we have load runner, which is very good, or we have JMeter. So since this is commercial and another one new load is also commercial, this is only left as open source. And you know, open source thing are highly used, right? Even you know Selenium, right? You will might be knowing Selenium is a like worldwide very famous automation tool. Either it can be used with Java or Python, right? But it is open source, and that's why it is a popularity. It has so many jobs also. So it's a pure open source tool in automation world. Same way we have a JMeter, pure open source tool in performance testing world. Right? Yeah. So that is done. Now, yeah, there are some technical terms. Any problem or any deviation from requirement or any issue in functional testing is called defect or bug. Right? And in non-functional testing, the same thing is called as in performance testing. It is called as bottlenecks. In security testing, it is called as vulnerabilities. Next, why we need performance testing, right? Or why to do performance? So you see loss of revenue, loss of customer, loss of productivity. So it means that let us say that we have suppose e-commerce website. We have so many websites nowadays, right? Uh, I have listed few, but apart from that, so many has came nowadays. Tata, Misho, many are there, right? Reliance, AGO, so many are there. So suppose if any website is not working fine or it is buggy, right? It's slow. So obviously customer will not be happy, right? So he will move. Obviously he will uh, move, right? Customer he will move to other business. So not good, right? For the business behavior. So that's why we do performance test to check that okay 10,000 users are coming on my application to browse the thing or to buy the product. So how my application will behave. See, developing an application is one thing, getting it tested is another thing. You can develop anything, You can learn coding and develop a application, right? But you have to get it tested also, correct? So, and that testing only, there is two types of testing, functional and non-functional. So that's what we are learning, the non-functional, which is performance. So suppose you have designed a food booking application and you are selling some food. Now 5,000 users or 10,000 users are there every hour purchasing food from your website. So can your website support that? If it can't support, how you will make it support, right? Understand? So that is what performance is. So you can see here. Uh, so you can see here is truck. When it is loaded, you see load. Correct. This is application. You think this is load. So how what will be its output, right? So if application performance is poor, you will observe these behaviors, which are important to understand. Slow to respond, it will stuck while browsing, internal server error, bad gateway timeout error, server is down, server not found, server temporary unavailable. Okay. Now some real-time examples. So of poor performance. So one example, like let us say our Amazon, which is working from many years, right? Amazon is a very old e-commerce website. So suppose it crashed in 2030 for just 30 minutes. Now, what is the meaning of crashing? Means it was whole website was not working for 30 minutes. So as a result, they were losing business. Okay. So I have made such example here. I have written. But yeah, this is how if your application can gain a bad name or it can create loss of revenue, right? If poor performance is there. Even when Flipkart first hosted Big Billion Day sale in 2014, um, uh, there were glitches, right? There were glitches because they were not knowing. First time Big Billion Day sale, no, right? It was very famous few years back. Nowadays, it's not much famous, but yeah, still at the time of Diwali or we have Dasara, right? These people host these sales where some discounts is given on the product. So first e-commerce website to bring this concept was Flipkart, right? So when he hosted his first Big Billion Day sale, there was a glitch because more user came. Suppose they expected 5 lakh will come, 10 lakhs user came. So obviously, right, the application can't handle. So that's why we have to make our application pre-ready. Now, so you got what is performance testing, right? So performance testing is basically putting user load on application and testing its behavior generally in terms of response time, number of users supported, and finding the bottlenecks and some other factor. Now, what is this bottleneck? Bottleneck means the issues, correct? The issues. Performance testing is used to test speed, response time, stability, reliability, scalability, like we see. So today's topic will be more kind of theoretical, so it's just introduction. So, well, so speed, right? So speed means so there are four components. Speed. Speed means in terms of response time, how fast it is. These are the four objectives. Stability, right? So how stable the application is. Means suppose nowadays application is getting used 24/7, right? Suppose there is a food booking website. People will use in night also. People will use in early morning also, right? So is it stable? Correct. All 24/7. Correct. Scalability. Scalability is where the user load, if it is increases, how it's behave. Correct. And suppose your application, like Flipkart example just now I said, that it expected that 5 lakhs will people will be there, but 10 lakh people came. So right, so it should scale, but that time it didn't scale. So a glitch happened, right? Problem happened. So that is what scalability. Reliability. Reliability means uh, whatever the functionality that application support, with higher user load and with high prolonged time. Prolonged means continuous usage. It should keep on behaving in the same way, right? That is what reliable. Reliable. Right? Now, why we need a tool? Correct. Why it can't be done manually? Correct. So yes. So understand this image. So suppose you have designed an application and uh, you want suppose you designed an application, food booking application, right? And you think that uh, uh, 5,000 users per hour, okay, in 1 hour on your application, 5,000 users will be there, right? But you think, okay, you have designed a business and 5,000 people will be there booking food from that. But how will be sure, right? We will only be sure when 5,000 users will start using it, correct? But in reality, it's not possible to bring 5,000 users, correct? You can't bring 5,000 users and make them sit in front of laptop and then say, hey, uh, start using uh, my application and start booking food, and I will see, right? So it's not possible. Huh? You cannot do that. Okay, you can do for a small number of users, 100, 10, a 10, 100,000, but 5,000 not 10,000. No, right? And plus, uh, even if you pay them on voluntary basis, okay, you pay some people and they will come and test, but it will be one time. Every time you can't pay. Right? Again, tomorrow you have to test. After 1 month, you have to test. What is my functionality? And and right. So so hmm? what what happened here? Is on hold. Okay. So right. So you have to test after 1 month, after 6 months. So you can't bring every time real people, right? So that's where tool will come. Now, what tool does? Correct. Tool basically tool also simulate the same real user behavior. What real user is doing, same behavior is simulated by the tool. For example, you will open the website, you will browse the website, do login, submit, and order. Correct. And using tool, you can generate desired number of user load. Right? Desired user load means how much user load you want. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Right? Okay. You can generate, and it's all free. Suppose you are using open source tool, JMeter, free, right? Free. So in real time kind of thing, 30,000 users you can generate and they will do same activity on your application. Suppose food booking, right? So they will start booking the food, all 30,000. And you can generate them anytime, you can run them anytime. And then you can check the behavior of your application, how good it is, how fun it is, correct? Where is the problem? How much it's supporting? So that's why we need a performance testing tool. Now, right. So see, these users which are not real, but they are generated by tool. So they are called virtual users. Okay. Instead of real users, we have virtual. So a performance testing tool, what it does, it simulate the real user behavior in form of scripting, user load generation in form of view users, performance, and then it collects the statistics, performance results and statistics, which we can see, right? So I think one performance report I was showing yesterday. So these are some important features we will discuss slowly in our course. Now coming to why to learn JMeter. So few points I explained over there in the last PPT. So here you can say JMeter is purely open source testing tool, as you say, not a single uh, penny you have to invest in that. Right? You can use it anytime, lifetime, lifelong. Coding is also, as you said, It requires only coding in 20% of cases. It's free to use, no license needed. It's very light also. Like, there are size of software, correct? So it's a very light size software. It just download and use to. It can be integrated with many other tools like Jenkins, Maven, InfluxDB, Graph. Okay, AppDynamics. Um, like market trend for JMeter tool is increasing. Job for JMeter 10% is increasing. Industry is moving towards holistic QA. Now, what is the meaning of holistic QA? So just now, in day one, I think one person asked that he worked as a manual tester. He want to move to performance domain or automation. So we have to upskill. Right? We have to learn the thing. So that's what. So if you want a manual tester, you want to survive right in market, or you want to learn other thing. Right. So holistic means you know everything. You should be knowing a manual way of testing a product. You should be knowing any tool using Selenium or way of testing a product and a performance tool. Correct. Even developer can learn this. So suppose there are freelancers you might have heard of, right? Freelancer. Now, what is the meaning of freelancers? So freelancers means suppose those people who work as a free, right? Five people or five friends are there and they are developing a product and they want to get it tested. So they can also learn JMeter and get their product tested by themselves also, right? No need to hire anyone, another thing. Because see, every product has to be tested for performance because people will use, right? Even car, right? The normal example, car. So car, why it is used? Or aeroplane, why it is? Performance, correct? So performance needs to be checked for anything. In this world, you purchase anything, anything, any good you purchase, there should be performance, right? People always ask whether it will be reliable, whether it will be durable, right? You are purchasing your shoes, running shoe. What is the performance, right? If I use extensively for running purpose, for how many days it will go. So performance is every. So every application is designed to be used by user. So we should get it tested from the user perspective. Like, okay, 100 user is using my application. Fine. What is the behavior? 1,000 user is using my application. Fine. What is the behavior? Right. So developers can also learn it. It has so many testing capabilities. You can see. That is the beauty. This is a screenshot. Was taken in 2021. So here you can see the number of users using JMeter, number of performance testing companies or jobs country wise, number of companies having openings with performance side. Some few good companies listed. Many are there, but yeah, you can see Infosys, Capgemini, TCS. Yeah. Hmm. Now moving to next. This is discussed. This all is discussed. Yeah. That is introduction. So we cover introduction today. So let us cover something from day two as well. So now coming to JMeter introduction. So JMeter. So installation, other thing we will see tomorrow. We will do like still time is left, right? So we can cover this point. So JMeter is pure open source testing tool or application or software. It's purely Java based application. Now, what is the meaning of this? Means which language is used to develop JMeter, right? Like suppose I'm using this pen. This pen is a software using which I can draw and do something. So it is also developed using some language, correct? So same way, JMeter is a tool and it is also developed using a language called Java. So purely developed using Java language, and that's why it supports Java coding in some cases, right? We need to use code, so that's what Java Groovy code. Then platform independent tool. Yeah. So it's a platform independent tool. Now, what is the meaning of this? Is uh, like it can be used on Windows OS, Mac OS, Linux, Docker, everywhere. So you see, many software you cannot use on some like Mac, Linux. Okay, the limitation is there, but this doesn't have any limitation. Then comes the JMeter history and version. Now, yeah, so parent organization of this JMeter is Apache Software Foundation. So if you do Google and simply type JMeter, this is the JMeter. They'll get this. This is the website of JMeter, and you can click also. So you can see this is the simple website of JMeter, jmeter.apache.org. Now, parent organization name is Apache Software Foundation. Now, what is the meaning of parent organization? Parent organization name meaning means, suppose we have Windows, but who is the owner? Microsoft, right? We have MS Office, who is the owner? Microsoft, right? So, like that, uh, this Apache Software is a company, it's an organization. So, they have developed this. Okay. This organization has developed some important tools in the market. Very famous organization. They have developed Jenkins, right? You might have heard Maven, very good, very famous, very good tools. Then these are some server used in hosting the application. Apache Tomcat, uh, Apache HTTP are there. So these two are there, very famous. So the same JMeter. Now original developer. Original developer means initially the person who developed the JMeter, his name was this, Stephen Machu. This is the official website. Now, it first version of JMeter version 1.0 came on this back, right? So you can see the date 1998. So that was first version, and current version going on is 5.6.3 released last year. So still they have not released the newer version, but yeah, they might release maybe next year probably. So this is the website as I shown. Here you can see, you can read about it, but initially you'll not understand anything. That is why I'm here to make the things easy and understandable. And the rest you can so that is official website. Then downloads, right? Where you can download. So you can always you want to download, so you have download this download releases. You can go and see, right? So you can see 5.6.3. We have two options: binaries and source. Source is not means generally normal people who want to just use JMeter, they do not have to do anything with this. We have this binaries. So there are two links are there. You see, this is first link and this is second link. Right? So this first link, if you click, JMeter will be downloaded, and you can use if you want to use JMeter on Linux, Unix server, right? Linux, Unix. If you want to use them, you can use it. And this down one, if you want to use it on Windows, correct? Windows or Mac, right? You know, MacBook. So if you want to use them, so down, right? Now, so that is what current one. Now, if you want to know about older version, so they have kept older version also in this archive folder. You can see downside here. This the second link, if you click, and then it will go to a page. Then here you can see binaries, right? Just you have to just click on this, and this all will. They're all previous versions they have kept, but I don't think anyone needs it. Just for an information. Now, in every version, what changes have been made, so that is kept on this page. See below download releases, we have release notes page. So you have to just click on this, and you can read like current version, what changes, what improvements were done. So initially, again, I'm saying you will not understand, so no need to worry about that. Even no one ask anything from this, just for an information. And in previous version, what changes were there. So if you go to this history page, you can see there also, right? From it's a very long page. You can see scroll down. So every version changes. Like see, even we have WhatsApp, right? And you see, it will get updated, and they will give a number. Or we have Android updates. So some change will be there, and they will highlight, right? These changes are. So everything, every technology, tools and technology, software world has a version change, like what change we did. So that is what in every version what change is there. Now again going back. So this is the main page. Okay. Now you can see here some stuff what it supports, right? So I have taken it from here only. It's there. Then one thing we have to understand going forward when we will start using the JMeter, right? People might think that JMeter is a browser, but JMeter is not a browser. Okay. Uh, so you will understand here something is written that it doesn't execute JavaScript found on JavaScript found on HTML pages and this thing. So it doesn't execute or doesn't render, right? How a browser does. So it doesn't do, but it makes feel like a browser. So that is what we have to understand. So you'll get the idea what is JMeter. They especially that's why they have written. They do not think JMeter is a browser. It can act as a browser, or it can look like a browser, or it can do the things like a browser, but not totally as a browser. Now features of JMeter. So features of JMeter, right? So as I said, it's open source. Open source means free to use, right? We talk. Then uh, open source, right? Then friendly GUI. So graphical user interface is very friendly. Platform independent means, as I said, we can use on any platform. Okay, on Linux, Mac, Linux, Linux. Sorry, Windows, Docker. Yeah. Then multi-threading framework, full multi-threading framework. Now, what is this multi-threading? Multi-threading is a word used in Java. Threading is concept. Okay, multi. So since it's a Java-based program or Java or a program or a software written in Java language, so this word has been now this here thread means user. So multi-user support means you can generate n number of users, any number of users, right? So multi threading, you can visualize test results, very easy to install, right? Highly extensible. Now, what is the meaning of this? It can be integrated with many other tools. Right? Unlimited capacity. You can use it n number of times and supports multiple protocols. Now, what is the protocol means? Features, right? These are. Uh, so the last topic before we close for today. So how performance testing tool like JMeter works, right? So see, JMeter works. They will first we write a script, we prepare a script. Then when we start using, they create virtual users, right? You can see these are virtual users, not real users, but the user who will act like a real user one. And this user will start doing the same thing on the application. This is AOT, application under test. So whichever application you are testing, it's application under test, AOT. So they will send the request, they will receive the response, right? Send the request response. So suppose 1,000 users and all 1,000 users doing the same thing. So this is how a real user does, and this is how a tool will make the things done, right? So this is now how to do it, right? So that is what we will be learning, and this is whole course about using JMeter, how to do, and what other things to find out another thing. Next is next is installation. So I believe it will take some time, so we can continue this tomorrow. Installation. So tomorrow we can look into the Java installation, because since it is a Java independent tool, right? So we need to have, it's a very easy, and then we'll see how to use it on Windows, how to use it on Mac, Linux, right? Yeah, and then after that we will enter into core concepts. So tomorrow, so we have discussed till this, right? Point. Hope it's visible to you guys. Let me zoom in. Let me close this. All stuff. So we talked this today. Then we have talked this one till here, right? So from tomorrow we will discuss this. Then we will try to understand core concept. Now, what is core concept, right? So core concept, like in a study session, I was trying to explain HTTP protocol, a request, response. Okay, pipe schema. So what is request response, right? So suppose if I do inspect here, see this network tab. This is called developer tool. Maybe many people will be knowing this, maybe not be knowing. So that is what we will discuss. Suppose I'm opening Flipkart. So you see here uh, request going right, and response coming, uh, and then each request have headers, okay, response, because this thing needs to be simulated. See, a real user is doing this thing. So this request went, response came. You see, this is the response. This response is getting processed, and you see this website. So a real user does that, right? Now the same tool will do. Tool will also send it, and he will receive the response, and then we will check the time. So here somewhere, do you see the time? You can see the time. This took 817 milliseconds. So this time, this is the second, right? 817 milliseconds, almost 1 second. So this is for one user, right? Now same 100 user sending www.flipkart.com. What is the response? 1,000 user doing that. What is the response? Now, so that's why we have to understand, because request, because real user send this. Now we have to make tool also do that, because we cannot bring real user. Tool has to do. So simulation. Now a complete scenario. Suppose you log into Flipkart, then you search a product like laptop. So right, order food booking. Then you click one laptop. So you see, you are doing some steps, right? You added it to cart. You are doing this. Okay. So this is called complete scenario, one end-to-end scenario. Okay, scenario, complete scenario. Not only one, many. So every time you are doing, you see a request is being. You can see on above top. Right? Do you see request there? Here also. Right. So with that's what we will understand, because I let us say user is doing a booking a laptop on a Flipkart. Now the tool wants to do that. So first we have to make the tool do that. Right? So that is called scripting, because we cannot bring real users. So tool will launch the home page of Flipkart. They will search laptop. They will click on one of the laptop, and then tool will generate 1,000 users, and those 1,000 users will do this activity. Correct? And then we will measure the performance. Now, what we'll measure, like for every, let us say you search the laptop. So how much time it took? Correct? Like here, time will be there. We search a laptop. You see here, search quick, search quick, 1.50 second. So that is for one user. Now let us say 1,000 users doing that, 10,000 users doing that, correct? Then you choose one laptop, and then you are booking it. So 1,000 users choosing a laptop, booking it. So this is what perform this thing and how to get it done. So complete course, right? And many things. Not only this, many other industry level practices. How everything is done inside a project, so that if you get a job also, you do not struggle, right? Or you can crack an interview up to 3 to 4 years. A person who want to move his career from manual testing to performance, he can easily explain to any interview after attending my course. So that is there. So tomorrow we will talk this, then we will talk this, like that slowly we will go. So I believe uh, yeah, it was good. Any questions?
Yeah, hi, Vallabh sir. This is Isha. So I have a couple of questions. So, like in the
Mm.
futures, you are saying that the market is moving to full stack QA, right? So, based on
Mm-hmm.
that, I have two questions. The first question is, so see, I don't have much of manual or the functional test experience. So, like, is it mandatory or is it good to have a prior functional or manual or automation test experience before this performance testing?
No, no, it's mandatory after you increasing experience. So for
Uh-huh.
first uh, in industry, you 3, 4, 5 years, you suppose you joined as a performance tester. So you learn and you will gain your knowledge. Already you learned, then you learn more. Then what to do? Next, what to learn, right? So you will pick some other technology. You pick, you may pick automation, you may pick some coding, you may pick other domain, right? So many things are there. Huh? You can go to become a data analyst. You can move your domain to some other level, search other job. So that's what.
No, like I understood. What my question is, since I don't have prior any this functional automation experience, so like is it good
No,
or
no,
like is
not
easy for
required.
me to learn
Initially, it's not.
performance? Not required.
Initially, not required because
Okay.
automation. If
Okay.
you go and go to learn, you have to learn coding first, right? So many people do not
Mhm.
like, they have fear or they do not want. So that's why. Uh, so slowly you can learn.
Okay. So the second question is, see, so we are concentrating on the JMeter, right? So similarly, you said that we have number of other tools like load runner is the leading one. So for getting good job prospect, learning JMeter single is okay, or do we need to have knowledge on the secondary load runner also kind of thing?
I'll say it will be good.
Uh-huh. Okay.
At least two you should know.
Okay. So for getting good calls, we need to have one means like other than JMeter also we need to have experience.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
hi, sure. I think I will be the good answer for you. So actually, I have total approx 10 years of the experience, and still I am all my projects I am using the JMeter only. It's not like that. I seriously I don't know load runner, but I am getting lots of opportunity for the JMeter only. So I'm still continuing last 10 years for the JMeter sites only. So there is lots of opportunity in the market for the JMeter.
Thanks for the input. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anything else?
Wonderful.
Hmm?
So the
Nothing.
AI impacted on performance testing jobs.
Ashish, okay. You came from Pravesh, sir, na? Pravesh. Hmm?
Yes,
You ping me on WhatsApp. I was finding it. right? You ping me my number.
Okay, okay.
Fine. Meanwhile, I'll. So do ping me, and then what is your question? What was that?
Has AI impacted on a performance testing job?
No, no. What AI? AI will. AI will suppose sometime it can create a script, but complex script, how AI will come create? Then again running. Many things AI can't do. AI will only help you with the suppose you do not know a coding, you do not know a CML language. You will get the language. You will implement that. So there is a good joke said by Navin on LinkedIn. Navin is a very good automation person, very famous. You can read. They fired a whole QA team because AI was doing the job. Then at the end of the day, it didn't work. So then again rehired the QA team. So it's like that. We have to upskill. We have to keep upskilling.
Okay, okay.
Anything else? Fine then. We'll meet tomorrow. Any question you can ask. Ishwar, you also